Good morning. And so it's a beautiful fall day. I'm loving every moment of the gorgeous beauty outside of my beautiful window. Trees, the leaves are definitely drying on the trees. Won't be long now, and they'll be falling all over the place, and everyone will be busy at their task of cleaning up their yard. So, I am a twin flame. And I've been going through the collective battle of dark and light for going on the 18th, it'll be 7 months. So this last couple of days has been very difficult for most of us who are in this collective that are going through this journey, dealing with the karmic energy. So I have decided, and it's been on my mind for quite some days, but, I'm always a little reluctant just because I'm shy, and you'd never know that if you met me, but I am very shy. And so it's been placed upon me by my spirit to start talking about the fact that I have no animosity towards the karmic, nor towards my divine masculine. Many of our divine masculines or females that are in karmic relationships with their divine masculines, having a sexual karmic relationship is sort of a mixed blessing. Let's just say that, okay? As much as we push sexuality in our global community, whether it's outward or inward, and it's just culturally repressed, we know it's going on in all corners of our world. We know that, okay? And it's been being pushed for several generations now to its height, because that is, in fact, where we are all at in this journey. So now we are coming to this point where this is a huge issue that the collective energy is dealing with, which brings me to the reason why I am on here. We all have this negative connotation about our karmics, and yet, all right, I have been married twice. Both of my marriages were to karmics. Why do I know that? Because I'm not still married to them. I'm no longer married to my karmics. And looking back and seeing them in their state of being a karmic, I also realized I was their karmic. That was my job in their relationship with me. I was their karmic. So when you start to have an attitude about karmics, remember that you might have been one and you might still be one to someone else. So reflect upon that dark side of yourself before you start throwing the issue of the karmic in such negative light. So now, to my own personal journey, I would like to say that what is coming through for me is that when my DM, this was really back almost at the very beginning, after we lost communication, and I had time to dwell within a higher space in my mind, I realized that my DM, because we are chosen ones, those of us who are on this twin flame journey, we are contractually arranged to be in these lessons and go forward for a divine mission, that he was truly not just entwined in a sexual relationship. He was actually in love deeply with his karmic. Now, he is a Scorpio, and I have had plenty of people who are Scorpios say, well, Scorpios are linked, heart and sexual organ, sexual emotions, they're linked to each other. And I would say that is not just an exclusive thing to Scorpios, although Scorpios seem to think that that is just exclusive to them. And so I'll give them that. I have no idea. That is not a conversation I'm privy to with God. So therefore, I would say there's a lot of people out there that have that connection. And in that, I would also say that when he wished upon a star, he was wishing that his karmic would develop the traits of his chosen one, that she would somehow modify and become that angelic love that he was craving so badly, that he was calling upon a star for it. Unfortunately, I was the answer that he got. Now, the first thing I would like to say to everybody is there's a huge age difference between myself and my particular partner, and 34 years, which is a huge age gap. And when I, in the conversation of texting, saw that he was interested in me, it was the first thing I brought up, that I was way too old for a relationship with him, that our age difference was huge. And, I've been told that doesn't make any difference in a karmic relationship. I get that. But what I realized was that his desire was not for a new partner, not to wish upon a star for a new partnership, but to heal his current desired partnership. So when our connection broke, he ended up making a decision to marry that karmic and trust in his heart that that was his wish fulfillment, that it would happen. Even though he had just met me and he had these emotions, they were in his mind ill-placed because he didn't feel that that was what his wish was. That was not his wish fulfillment. His wish fulfillment was that he had his twin flame partnership and that he wanted it to be his current person. Which, by the way, as we all know, if we've looked at any of these tarot readings, she was doing some things, which karmics do, to maintain the balance of what she had wished for with her wish fulfillment, which was she wanted someone to give her financial stability and elevate her to the stature that she believed she belonged at. Now, we can all have fault and place blame and all those kind of ridiculous things. But the fact is that if we just move past all that, know that both of them were wishing for something that they received, but not quite the way they received it, the way they wanted it, okay? Well, many of us are in similar situations around the world where we've wished for something and believed with all of our hearts that that was it. But in fact, it wasn't. It was the karmic lesson of our lives, of this time in our lives, because right now the collective is going through a huge cleansing of the dark energy, of the controlling energy, of the romances that are just sexual, of the romances that are not what they wanted when they called out for their wish fulfillment. And I've dealt with that. there was a point early on, maybe a month after the tower moment, where I said, I sent out a telepathic prayer. Let's just focus on getting you out of this very negative situation, and then we can go back as a team and retrieve your karmic. And if you still feel the same after she's been healed, then I release you, because I only want real love, the kind of love that I've had with my soulmate, twin flame, for eternity. No, I don't think we hook up every time. And so I relinquished, knowing that the battle of just the age difference was a huge issue for me. I worry about the public and how people perceive that. And so that was a big issue for me. It was a large issue. So knowing that, I concentrated on the fact that I knew he had deep feelings for this younger woman than him. And he's only 34. So we're talking about people who haven't come fully into who they are yet. So cutting a lot of slack, I continued on this journey. And it was yesterday that I started getting painful messages that I needed to move on. I needed to continue with my progress on the things I'm going to be doing, because he and I are a power couple. Whether we're together or whether we're not, we have a divine mission and it needs to be done. And why I'm speaking on this now is part of my divine mission. So I don't know exactly how this is going to look after the divine takes care of things, but I do know that contrary to my desire, I was requested this morning to put my face on and do my thing and make this video. I'm not going to make it any longer than necessary, because to me, I'm still learning how to be focused in this medium, and how to set things up. This is not very professional in that respect, but I'm moving forward. And so the main thing is that I'm seeing things across the board, which I will start to identify. This one here is from one of my tarot readers. This person cannot lie their way out of their own karma. And what I wanted to say is this, we all seem to hop on this negativity about people and their karmics or their own karma or their lies. And I say, okay, well, he who is above such life, throw the first stone, because we are all liable for these behaviors, whether it be in a sexual relationship or just an everyday relationship where we have an affair going on with our neighbor. Please, I don't have that going on myself, but that doesn't mean that we aren't liable for our own relationships, and that many of us walk around with the mask on, and we are far from perfect. So I caution everyone right now in our advancement, we are all being asked to take a look at where we, each one of us, act as this particular story in the collective. Okay, where are we in the collective about this particular story? That is what my divine masculine, my personal divine masculine, that is part of his contract. Like it or not, it is part of his contract. And I started to deal with that and started to realize that all of us need to identify that it's easy, just as it was when someone was nailed on a cross and treated as if he was to be reviled by society and cast off. We must be cautious because within us, every one of us, is this same dark-seated energy that we either control or we let control us. And that leaving that does not mean we carry the word on our third eye that we are this evil, dark, uncontrollable, lying energy. We have all every one of us is carrying this within our karma right now. And so this is going to be subject matter that I'm going to continue to talk about for a while, because this download is something that is currently going through the collective, and we need to self-experience what this means within our own families, within our neighbors and relatives, not in a let me peek into your life way, but that we all share these things, and we need to identify that we share these things, and then work on resolving these things within our own personal karma and allowing other people to be who they are within their personal karma, and being gentle and loving and forgiving and compassionate about this activity is what I'm being led to say, because uncompassionate is old hat. It's the old way. We've got to move away from that. It is necessary, and it is where we are. This is the cleansing. This is the cleansing. So I will also add this. Back several months ago, when I was being attacked by the karmic, a lot of dark energy was coming my way. I did feel it. I did experience it. But immediately I called upon my angelics to place an egg over my entire community and have it be mirrored. And I placed pillars of light at the base. So it was quite high. I could physically see it in my third eye. It was large. My community is several smaller communities all grouped together. And this egg went under and above and was mirrored, so that anyone who said anything towards me or anyone in my community was immediately rebuffed and sent backwards to them. But I added this one caveat. I sent barbs of love, full of light, back to go into anyone who sent anything at me, anyone who sent anything at my community that would pierce them and fill them with light, so that from within, these dark energies would start to change, because this is the time of the cleansing, and this is the process of the cleansing, that they will be destroyed from within. This will not continue. For this advancement, which we are on, is to bring together the 144 into the unity of the 12 tribes. And this will happen. And it will take probably 50 years, but nonetheless, it will happen. And so I will leave that as my post today, because it hurts that my DM is not here. It hurts that my DM may not be here for some time. But I have a mission, and he is on his mission recovering, and I am on my mission starting to move forward. I'm working on a book. I've got several projects I'm working on that's been very difficult, because my prayer when I called on wishing upon a star was for partnership. I have wanted a partnership for as long as I can remember. And I have to do these things in faith with my higher partnership, that of God Almighty, and all of the angels and guides that are sent to me to assist in this process. So I thank you guys for tolerating my newbiness. And what can I say? Go forward today thinking about the fact, wherever you are, whenever you see this, that be compassionate. Be compassionate with your karmics, with karmics that are in your life, with karmics that aren't in your life and you know of. Be compassionate. Send out barbs of love. Mind your words, because what you say and what you do are the fabric which this new timeline is being built upon. So be compassionate, be the loving, be the higher self. Embrace all things within us, because all things that are within us are of God. And God is cleansing right now. Okay? So I send you love and light, and I send you the strength required to take whatever steps get you on the path that keeps you in the highest vibration. Thank you. Bye.